Welcome to another edition of Fastcast. Today, we will be interviewing Humberto Hijar from WESST. Humberto will talk about how WESST helps small businesses grow, what they offer in SBIR and STTR assistance, and the benefits of being a member.
Thank you again for joining us for another Fastcast. This is going to be another interview session. We have Humberto Hijar from WESST here. He is the Regional Director for the Las Cruces office. So Humberto, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, Del. It's a pleasure.
No problem at all. And so kind of because people may not be aware of it, what is WESST and how do y'all help small businesses?
So WESST is a nonprofit organization that started 30 years ago. By women, for women.
Okay.
And so it's in charge of supporting entrepreneurship throughout the state. And so due to strategic realignments, we can serve everyone now in the state. Okay. Everyone who's a resident of the state of New Mexico can come in and get our assistance. And so we do focus on women and minorities, and we try to help out as much as we can there.
Okay. So what kind of support does WESST actually offer for small businesses?
Excellent. So we do consulting. We do one-on-one consulting. We do trainings. We set up quite a few trainings throughout the year in several topics that have to do with business. So they're all business related, whether marketing, financing, management, anything that pretty much has to do with the business. We can set up.
Okay.
We also have a small arm in a micro lending program, and so we can do startup loans that go up to $10,000. And so people are thinking about getting a little bit of capital to push their project through. We can definitely have that conversation. And for existing businesses, we can go up to $50,000.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and that's actually really great information to have because that kind of startup loan will get somebody started along on what they're doing, and it shows some sort of validation in what they're trying to do, what their aspect is for innovation, or what their new product's going to be.
Absolutely.
And particularly for that commercialization and market approach, those are really key areas that anybody interested in an SBIR or STTR really has to know. So that kind of goes along with our second question here is, how have you, or how do you help small businesses seeking SBIR or STTR funding, and have y'all actually helped anybody so far looking at that?
Yeah, so we're in that process, and the way that we do is within those one-on-one consultations, we actually explore all those aspects of the business, and so if it's an idea that it's not necessarily thoroughly planned out, then we hit all those components and say, like, how do we monetize this project? How do we focus in on a target market, and what is the marketability of your project, and how will it impact your sustainability and the growth of your business? And so we can come in any and all of those areas and plan it out as carefully as possible, right? Because everything is going to be innately a risk, and so what we're trying to do is minimize those risks and control what we can and plan for those factors.
Well, and that's a great point because as regular viewers know, one of the biggest portions of the SBIR and STTR programs is they're set up to minimize risk. They're funding those high risk ideas that typically won't be able to get to market because they're so novel, they're so new, nobody wants to take a chance on those. And finding out exactly how can somebody get to market with their idea, how can they commercialize the project, our product, is increasingly, every year we see it more and more, that more federal agencies want to know what's the product you're going to come out of this, what's the commercialization, because just like, WESST, when you do a microloan, you have a return on your investment that you want to be able to hit.
Correct.
And the government is the same with these programs. They want to know, what is this return on investment? Because people don't really think about it a lot of times. The SBIR and STTR programs are kind of an investment. The government's giving you money to grow your business because it leads to more in sales revenue.
Absolutely.
It leads to more in taxation.
Absolutely.
It leads to more in employee taxes. And they're just such a great kind of tool for what do you need to get to market? How is everyone going to benefit?
You're absolutely right. And that those are aspects that we really drill down on. And so we do help with like market research, extensive market research, and how is that gonna then forecast our financial projections, right? And so we sit down and say, all right, we know, how does this impact your profitability? How does this impact your overhead? And so like all of those aspects we can definitely help them figure out.
Amazing, because that's actually something I know that a lot of small businesses, even the small business I worked for, struggled with was, where's our overhead? How are we actually going to change based on going after these unique opportunities? How do we have to actually think about, paying for stuff? And it's such a key aspect for the actual just overall SBIR process itself. It's kind of amazing that y'all offer that service.
Yeah, man, we're here for you guys.
Great. It sounds like y'all have a whole lot of services you offer business, and y'all are busy. You've constantly moved. So what are some of the big accomplishments that WESST has had over the past year or so?
So great question. And so this, Del, that we work on confidentiality, and so we can't really disclose like individual projects that we work on. But I can tell you that we've helped dozens of businesses around the southern part of the state either start, grow, expand, manage better. So things that they've come to us for help, we've been able to successfully help them with and allow them to grow within their parameters. And so that's been really, really rewarding. We just got done with the collaboration with Arrowhead, with the Women Entrepreneur Mean Business Conference, and that was incredible because over 150 people were in attendance, and I mean the feedback from that was incredible and incredibly rewarding.
Well, and that's amazing because FAST was there as well, and I talked to some businesses about what they're doing and what they're working on, and there's a lot of really great entrepreneurs over there, and just kind of needed that next step, which is something that y'all excel at, something that Arrowhead Center excels at, and something that the NMFAST program excels at is how can we get you to that next step in your commercialization?
Exactly.
Because anybody that opens a business, that should be your ultimate goal. If you have a business and your goal is not to commercialize something, you're in the wrong business. And businesses are made to make money and employ people. And it's very hard to do that unless you're selling something, no matter what it is.
Right.
So kind of just as a final point and a last salient thing here, why does every small business need to have WESST phone number on speed dial?
Oof. I mean, we can come in and help in pretty much anything that they're dealing with. So anything that has to do with the business, we can assist. And the really cool thing is that behind me, there's 19 experts throughout the states that I can tap into their expertise and knowledge and resources to figure out all these problems together. So we're not here by ourselves in Las Cruces. We've got incredible support from our state. And so, I mean, we can help them. We can help you guys with whatever it is that you're needing. And if we don't have the answer, we'll definitely find somebody who doesn't. So
great.
Keep us on mind and come talk to us. We're kind of friendly
for the most part, right?
Yeah. Well, and so, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for joining us here for this really short interview, Humberto. We appreciate it. And it's always just amazing for us to be able to get information out to our audience about who can they go to, who can help them, how can they help them, and just why do they need to look at every single, facet of help and assistance there is. Because again, from being in a small business before, I know what that struggle is like, and it's hard. And there's a lot of really great free resources out there. Go out there and find them and, ask us, because if you need a certain service, we'll find somebody. We'll find a partner like WESST, and we'll introduce you. We'll make a warm introduction and say, this is what, John Doe is working on. He's got something great. He needs help in these areas. Is there something you can assist him with? Because, particularly in New Mexico, we work in this really weird partnership relationship with just about every organization. It's not about us taking someone's idea, and it's not about us being, well, they're our client, you can't touch them. It's about these people need help, and we need to grow New Mexico-based businesses. Absolutely. I mean, there are wonderful resources out there, and the more information, the more quality information that you receive, the better. Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you again, Humberto, and I will get this out to our audience, and hopefully you'll get it out to your audience.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
we just greatly look forward to continuing to collaborate with y'all in the future.
Absolutely. Del, thank you so much for having me. This is
No
fun.
problem. All right.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye, everybody.